I also want to thank the JBC staff. Who's here from the JBC staff? Steve. Yes, Steve, thank you for your amazing work. I want to thank OSPB as well. It took countless hours in a compressed timeline, a disrupted timeline, with remote work to prepare this year's budget for the state of Colorado. Unlike the federal government, our legislature has to balance the budget, and they did an amazing job really making the tough decisions that they had to make to produce a balanced budget, which I'm about to sign. I also want to thank my budget director, Lauren Larson, for her amazing work, the countless hours they put in along with JBC staff, just figuring out how we could produce a balanced budget for the state of Colorado that left intact some of our most important priorities for value that we deliver to the residents of this state. Remember, we went from a projected surplus to a projected shortfall practically overnight. And the JBC team and our team really moved mountains to reorganize, to rewrite a budget that made sure the state could continue with our necessary COVID-19 response and of course make the cuts they're required to make, but do so in a way that was evidence-based and that made sure that we were investing in supporting the programs that Coloradans need the most in these difficult times. Now, we need to continue to work hard to protect our neighbors from this virus by wearing masks in public, by staying 6 feet from others, by staying home when we can. We need to do it, of course, for our own health, but also for our economic livelihood and for the economic recovery of the state. We want to make sure that we don't give the virus another foothold here that leads to additional economic disruption in addition to loss of life. Now look, our economy nationally and internationally is going to continue to face challenges, but we want to make sure that Colorado is on a path to a robust recovery, and as we rebound, we'll continue to work with the JBC and others to make financially responsible decisions, to live within our means, and to continue to invest in the programs and services that are at the core of our Colorado way of life. I know that this isn't the budget that any members of the JBC expected to deliver or that I expected to sign just a few short months ago. But the JBC's hard and difficult work has minimized the damage that this budget does and gives me confidence that Colorado will have a strong recovery and continue on delivering our promise of protecting our air and water and reducing health care costs and investing in our children. It's now my pleasure to introduce the chair of the Joint Budget Committee, the Pride of Pueblo, Representative Danae Escar.
Thank you very much, Governor. Appreciate you having us here today in this beautiful garden. What a year it's been. I think when we all decided that we really wanted to be on the Joint Budget Committee, this wasn't exactly what we expected. But I could not tell you how proud I am of the people standing behind me and the people who aren't here today, the JBC staff, who worked relentlessly, line by line, to dig through this budget, to cut out $3.3 billion. And we did that without stripping away access to health care. We did that we did that with every possible way that we could to make sure we weren't going to harm people in Colorado. We wanted to make sure that Coloradans stayed safe. We wanted to make sure that Coloradans stayed paid. We wanted to make sure that small businesses would be able to recover. We worked very hard throughout this entire budget to make sure that Coloradans came first and the cuts came second. We couldn't have done it without the amazing staff behind us. I want to thank Director Carolyn Campman. We joked often that as first time as chair and first time as director, we sure had our work cut out for us this year, and we weren't expecting it. But there's no way we could have gotten through any of this also without the support of our family and our friends. What normally is a 6-month job instantly turned into an 8-month job. I know that I spent maybe sometimes 6 days a week up here away from my wife, working hard to make sure that we were getting the job done for all of Colorado, and we can't do that alone. I can't stress enough how thankful and grateful I am to have had this job, because it may not have been fun, it may not have been easy, but I guarantee it was heartfelt, it was thoughtful, and we had an amazing team that pulled it through in the end and got it done. So thank you, Governor, for signing this today. I know it's not a budget that any of us love, but I think it is a budget that we can all be very proud of.
Senator Moreno.
Good afternoon, and thank you, Governor, for signing this hard-fought piece of legislation today. As has been mentioned before, this is not the budget any of us expected to put together to deliver to the governor for his signature, but it was a budget that was necessary. When the legislature paused, we did that knowing that we would have to come back and deliver a balanced budget before the next fiscal year. This isn't a budget that is going to move mountains, is going to address the most critical needs in Colorado, especially at this time, but it is a budget that demonstrates our values. It protects housing. It protects child welfare, protects food assistance. It protects Medicaid, and it protects people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. I think that all of those things are important things to stand behind. They demonstrate our values as a state, and I'm proud of the work that we delivered. So with that, I only have one question for the governor. Are there any line item vetoes?
There are no line item
All
vetoes.
right, let's get this baby signed then.
Okay. Any other JVC members who wanted to say a few words? Senator Zenzinger.
Well, good morning, everybody. I'm State Senator Rachel Zenzinger. I represent Senate District 19, which is Arvada and Westminster and Jefferson County. There's nothing like a problem to show that there are opportunities as well. And I think that while we had a very large problem before us, we also had an opportunity to really show what we're made of and to come together in order to solve this important problem. I prefer to look at this budget not as 25% empty, but I prefer to look at this budget as 75% full. And it is full of those things that we value that are important to everyday Coloradans. And so I am excited that we were able to get across the finish line, and I'm very much looking forward to signing this budget today. Thank you for being here.
Last but not least, thank you, Governor, for this time today. I want to start by thanking my colleagues. I joined the JBC in January, and at that moment was thrilled and excited about the opportunities that presented. And then surprise, the pandemic hits and the world turned upside down. But I could still not be more pleased that I am a part of this team. Chair Escar, Vice Chair Moreno, Senator Zenzinger, and our two compatriots not here today, Senator Rankin and Representative Ransom. We came together as a team, and I'm so honored to have worked with this group to protect those things that matter most to us, most to Coloradans. We had the opportunity to stand up for rural Colorado, for public education and for higher education. We said those were our values, and we protected them till the end. I am particularly heartened to know that with Friday's forecast, the future may be a little bit brighter for Colorado. And I hope this same team can come together next year, deliver a budget that again reflects not only our values, but our commitment to making sure that all Coloradans are taken care of through this difficult time. Thank you all. Thanks to the JVC staff. Thanks for being here today, Steve. And thanks to our colleagues, those in the House and the Senate, who supported us along the way and were a part of this very challenging process. Thank you.
Great. Without further ado, there's a lot of bills that rely on us signing this one, so we have to sign this one.
Yep.
All right, it's now the law of Colorado.
All right.
Madam Chair.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh, good. There we go.
Thank you.
Okay, these are for, I think, Bob and Kim.
Bob and Kim.
Yeah, these are for Bob and Kim. So.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank
Yeah, well
you.
done. See, there was nothing left to line item veto.